Hello again. Nothing really big this week. I watched a lot of different stuff. I haven't finished Moon Knight yet because I think it's on 4. So I'll wait till the end of that. But I like it so far. It's pretty good. The episode 3 reminded me a lot of Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, so that was kind of cool. One thing I have been listening to for about a month now is my brother found a radio show that used to be on in the 70s, like 1975, 76, and it was voiced by Stan Lee as the narrator. And then they have other voice talents in there, and one of them is really funny, is Bill Murray plays Johnny Storm in it. So as I've been doing, stuff with comic books, pricing and things like that, or, hunting online, looking at auctions, stuff like that, I have it on the background, and it's a lot of fun to have on, and I'll put a little icon right there. There's a bunch of different guys that have it on YouTube, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. I just search for whatever I'll put it down below too. It's like Fantastic Four radio show, something like that. But it's a lot of fun, especially if you weren't born during that time, and you'll see how little we had and how much we appreciated. I can remember watching a show called The Electric Company for maybe 30 seconds of Spider-Man, because they would mimic what was ever going on in the Spidey comic book at that time. So now you have full-on movies, you have your own TV shows, you have all kinds of stuff. So just count your blessings, because it wasn't always that way. Anyway, other than that, I did buy a small collection this week, about 250 books. It was somebody that we knew, and he's moving, and he had really even forgotten he had them. So they were all late silver, early bronze. So I'll show some of the better ones at the end of the video. But until then, enjoy this unboxing. It was a lot of fun, and I think Mike has another 6 or 7 boxes en route. So looking forward to getting to those as well. But enjoy the video, and we'll see you after. Bye. Hello everybody, we're back after a week hiatus. You don't like that too bad. Yeah. Anyway, tonight's sponsor, and I'm very happy about this, it's out. So those of you who've never had Ruby Red Kolsch, you still don't have it. You still don't have it. It's my favorite summertime beer though. It's made by Genesee. It's has a little bit, it's not too fruity, but it's pretty good. Mike, I got a can of beer. Has one of my new favorites. It's Captain Lawrence. And it's a lager, but wait till you see it. It's like it looks like champagne. Is it black? Nope. Oh. It has really like a Pilsner look to it, but it's almost sweet. So you're kind of more of a sweet beer drinker. So. Nah. As the man drinking the grapefruit juice says. Yeah, but it's got some bitterness to it. A sweet beer. All beer is bitter. A big old barley sandwich. Here we go. Cheers. I had this last time I was here, I think. Oh, that's great. Yep, it tastes like champagne, like Miller Lite. It is. It's the... almost dropped the beer. And the razor knife. You make some space here. So we got quite a nice bouquet for you tonight. Quite a few CPRs. A bunch of them are purple. Yeah. And, yeah, oh, look at that. Nick, you're going to love this. Old label goodness, Nick. I can't wait to see what happens with that one, huh? Anyway, what tier is this? And so this is a standard tier. It's 25 books, as Patrick just showed you. We have a bunch of CPRs. I think there's like 6. There's actually one here, which is... Where did it go? Oh, you know what? You showed the wrong ones. We have 2 boxes, but we're opening both of them today. This was the one that you meant to show. So there's 16 CPR books, a lot of purple labels. One is even this really cool blue restored, which the restoration included color touch, glue, and centerfold was detached. But what year is it? It's 1946, so they had not invented restoration back then, so it was not a purple label. Doesn't count. So... one other comment. I was just telling Patrick this. So this is not part of the 13 box submission I sent in back in December. This one I sent in just a few weeks ago. So literally this box went from my door to CGC and back in 20 total days. So standard tier, Farm to table.
Yeah, it was graded
sustainable comic grade.
Yeah, it was graded in like I think 6 days, which they quote. I think on their site it's like 30 some days for standard tier. And I got notified on a Friday this box was going to ship out. It was end of the day Friday. It's going to ship out on Monday. I got up Monday, the box was there. So they must have rushed it out Friday. FedEx, expressed it up here. So their turnaround times are fantastic for standard and express and walkthrough tiers. And that's about it. So
let's get into it.
We'll thank all 7 of our viewers for watching the best damn CGC Unboxing channel on YouTube. So, I want to thank you guys for your support, all 7 of you. Enjoy. Okay, we need a little bit of room here. Let me move the beer. Here, chug that.
Chug the beer.
Yeah.
Chug.
So, here's just a paper list. Pause
it.
Pause
it so I can see what's coming up. I've been fast forward to the crap where these idiots are talking.
I've foregone. Yeah, I'm sure everyone does that. Foregone the whole making the little notes. It just takes a lot of time when I have this many books. So let's get right into it. First one.
Off go to panties.
Oh, and again, I put these in the wrong. So I need an extra table here.
Now this book, I am interested in because the movie has not done well. First appearance of.
It made money.
It did make money.
It made money.
I still love this book though.
This is an RAS book. I had this at a couple local shows, and I had a buyer for this.
Really sharp corners. Look at the corners on that. It's a nice book.
So I had a buyer for this, and he looked at the book, and he's like, I don't like it.
Killer date stamp.
He didn't agree with my grade, so he put it back. So his tears are our joy. Look at the back of that. This is ironic. So it says, "Do you need extra money?
Yeah.
$100 is yours." So show the ad in the back.
Careful.
Oh yeah, that's right. Kind of cover that up. So would you A, want $100 or B, to own this comic book?
Oh yeah.
Hey, you want $1,000? Just take this book and sell it.
What do you think the grade is?
So I graded this book as a 7.5, and I had a buyer decline purchasing the book because he did not agree with my grade.
Let's see. Was he right? Boom!
Oh, he was wrong!
Oh,
That's a bright purple, so 8.0.
That's a beauty. You'll be hard-pressed to find a nicer one than that, although now you probably will be able to, so that's good.
Next one. Oh, pain.
Painful.
Well, this makes a little bit of sense, and I'll tell you why. There you go.
All right. First appearance of the Kingpin. This book heated up a little bit. I don't know if it's because of the Hawkeye appearance or people just got jazzed up about it. I just think it's an all-time classic cover.
So this went from a purple 5.5 to a purple label, and the reason why is look in that lower right corner.
Yeah.
This book was riddled with color touch-up.
So Mike removed it, but he must not have got it all.
Yeah, well, and this was a C1, which this is something people don't know all the time. They have the categorization here. C is amateur. Usually it's done with marker. 1 is the severity. 1 does not mean that it's small. It just means it's a very narrow amount. So it's basically a surface area.
They were trying to cover up the corner.
There were some here, there was some here, there was some down here, and some on the spine. It was everywhere. So even though it's a C1, it does not mean it's one little spot. I got cross-eyed looking for all these places. I didn't get it all, I guess, but oh well. So let's see what happened. Boom! Oh, it went from a.
No.
What do you call that? Dump in the pants?
I don't know. We're gonna have to think of something new for that.
Dump in the pants and up the bag.
Something.
There it is. Okay, we'll take that one. That's a big L.
That's a gut shot.
So what I'll do is I'll look at the notes. We'll see that book in the future, and we'll redeem ourselves. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a 5 drop down or a 5.5 drop down to a 4 because of the extent of the color touch. Yeah. But disappointing nonetheless. It's still a purple label. Oh, we'll back up. We'll redeem ourselves. We're gonna back up that L with a big old W, big old, like Nick would say, big old FW.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And the reason why...
That's a sharp one there.
And I'll show you because...
Great corners. Sharp, sharp corners. Really nice spine.
Oh, put these right
It's
here.
actually really nicely centered. Top edge, vertical and horizontally.
So this was a purple 8.0. So it's instant win here because we got a blue label.
What do you think? 7.5?
Yeah, I think it's probably a 7.5, maybe even an 8.
Got a chance at an 8. Survey says, boom! Going in the right direction.
That is a big MFW.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. So
that's a walk-off home run in the
anyone
World Series.
Who you know,
Beauty
who's not a believer here. So purple 8.0 to a blue 8.5 on a nice key book.
This is a killer book.
That was some redemption from that previous book.
You know what I'm surprised no one ever comments about? Are do you send those in? Are you are you helping the census out? Blah blah blah.
Absolutely.
I email them. I can't remember her name down there. She's real nice in customer service. So I send her an email every now and again and say, here are the nut ones that I cracked out.
I make origami out of the leftover labels.
You have thousands of those. You should make bouquets with them.
Yeah, I send them as presents.
This is one of my favorite, and I think people's favorite that view this channel's moment of all time, where we had these side by side.
When you had that ugly 8.0 that was a 9.4.
So I bought an 8.0, but I knew that it was better. I didn't quite think it was going to be as good as it turned out, but it ended up being a 9.4. I think you had a 9.2 that you cracked, and you got a 9.4.
Yeah, mine went up a half point. Yours went up like 7 points. Yeah. And yours was still an 8.0. They just made a mistake on the grade.
No, it was gorgeous.
A little bit better.
You ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Oh, wait, cut. Wait. It's a draw. Bullets collided midair. 9.4. You went from an 8 to a 9.4.
That's why I bought it.
So this one was a CGC 8.0.
I think this is nicer.
Hopefully. That was the whole point of it.
I think it's a 9.2.
Okay. We'll see.
Oh, still.
Oh.
It is gorgeous.
Wait a minute.
You got 2 of these? Because this is no way this is an 8.0.
Oh, you know what?
It's got white pages. Are you sure about that?
I think I might have pulled the wrong label because my notes here say it was a 7.0. No, maybe it was. I have written down here 7.0 on this. Maybe I had the wrong label. In any event.
Well, if you see this for Mike, buy this. This is the nicest 8.0 I've ever seen.
It's a beautiful 8.0.
I'm shocked. I thought it was a 9.2 all day. I can't see a single really error in it. You got a couple minor spine picks. That's about it.
The page quality.
Aunt May is so old. Good God. They even made her look even older somehow on that cover.
I think I might have got the wrong. I think I have a couple of those. I think I got the wrong blue label because I have a 7.0. See, I wrote down CGC 7.0 here, so I think I might have pulled the wrong one.
All right, so we'll have to hold off on the voice. This one's totally heating up. This was always been one of my favorites because of the record. So this is the comic that they do in the Power Record series. It's one of my favorites. Plus, you just got the thing where it's the plot twist that's J. Jonah Jameson's son and the whole thing. So
that was a curmudgeon book that I bought.
What do you think?
I thought that one was a 9.0.
Yeah. Survey says, boom,
9.2. There's that white pages.
Wowza!
Nice.
Yeah, Tide Pods.
I paid $80 for that book last year.
Yeah. Well, you definitely did much better than that. Boy, it's beautiful. Can't go wrong with Spider-Man, kids.
And there's the messed up Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think he was
messed up Spider-Man.
He was doing his Pilates there. I think he went from the chubby Spider-Man. He was like slimmed down a little bit. He has the wrong mask on.
Yeah. He's gonna suck their juices, isn't it? What we always say about this?
That's cover? Right. He's got them trapped in the web.
Juices.
Survey says this one was a 7.5.
Boom.
7.5.
7.5. And as a bonus, you can learn how to hypnotize people and molest them while they sleep
and be creepy.
Yeah. Look at that guy. Give me one evening. Man, I'll teach you how to hypnotize easily. Yeah. Awesome.
Isn't he one of those pastors there? I think he works for the church.
Yeah. Oh, Bobby. This is the art of the secret.
Here's another W. This is a Golden Age book.
Golden Age Detective. 203.
Okay, we're heating up here. Let me find this. Yep, there it is.
What do you think? What do you think, kids?
Okay, so this was a purple label 6.0.
So it's already a win.
It's now a win. It's a blue.
Boom!
It's a 5.
That's a fair trade. So what was it color touch?
The restoration was small amount of color touch somewhere on the cover. You must find it. I found it.
Is it this little spot here?
No. Huh. If you want to really know, it was right there.
Oh, tiny little check.
The bars of the prison bars.
Right above the lion's head there. That little spot right there.
Oh, this is one of our favorite books.
Oh, yeah. This is where Hulk is just going to he's totally going to jack him up. So he's hiding. He's just waiting for the thing. Now, was this was a CPR book, but was it a resto? Because I think you had two 12s.
Yep.
So this is Fantastic Four, number 12 from 1963, kids.
This was a 4/5 purple label. So creamed off-white pages.
Already a win.
It is.
Boom!
It's a 4.0.
That's a great win.
And changed the page quality.
Off-white to white.
Nice.
Tide Pod.
I undid the page quality. Went from a cream to an off-white.
It is a beautiful 4.0. If you looked at this, I can see. Yeah. If you looked
I'll tell you the story behind this book too.
You would think this was a 6.0 all day. It is beautiful.
There's a story behind this book. It's kind of
There's always a story.
It's like a Red Ass special that I'm sure somebody's going to cry if they see this, but hey, their loss.
Somebody that at a local show?
Their sorrow. Yeah, their sorrow is my joy. So they gave up an easy out, but
I like to drink their tears.
Yes.
Delicious.
Yes. Oh, I got 2 books in the front. I didn't know. Ooh! We were just talking about this one.
Conan.
We get to redeem ourselves.
Yes. So this was a purple, right?
No.
No?
This was that one I showed you there.
Oh, yeah.
It's here. So Conan, number 1, 8.5.
Crack. Press. Resubmit.
So went from an 8.5. I think it's got a great shot at a nice like 9.0 maybe.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, 9.4.
Wow.
Yeah. So went from this raggy looking 8.5 to a 9.4.
It is beautiful. Dang near perfect white pages. Nice. Look at that, huh? Oh, Conan saved me. It's a classic around the leg. Where did that come from anyway? Frazetta's pictures always have that.
Yeah, probably Frazetta.
Yeah, Frazetta's pictures always have that. They're always clustered around. Or like I used to read those Tarzan books that were drawn by Boris.
Or Belgium,
Yeah, every other cover was that. Oh, Tarzan saved me.
So this one, Daredevil number 2, I call this one a 5.5.
Pretty nice. Oh, really nice reds. Feels like how big the stamps were back then too.
Hollywood cover.
Oh, Hollywood. Survey says
5.5.
Nailed it.
That book's getting pretty expensive.
Is it?
Yes. Oh, yes. That probably in that grade is about $800-900.
That's first appearance, so probably.
We have a guest.
Yeah, we do. Agatha Harkness.
So this was another curmudgeon special.
That book got super hot and then super cold.
Actually, it's time for a shootout.
Uh-oh.
Here you go.
Get your guns out, kids.
Oh, and they're both back-to-back right
I think you gave me a nicer one. I might actually get the nice one for once.
So he says.
Oh, I don't know. That one's dark.
Too late.
Yeah. So it's Fantastic Four, number 94. Here's a classic Jack Kirby, Stan Lee run, the first 102 of them. But this one, with the WandaVision series that came out, it's the first appearance of Agatha Harkness. So it got pretty hot for a while. I think what happened is, so the timing for CGC was so long that by the time people bought it and it came back, like the hotness was over.
And that's what happened. I had both these copies a while ago, and I didn't send them in. The price peaked, then it plummeted, and then the price jacked up again when they announced the TV show, so I decided to send them back in. There's a little reader crease right here.
I think
your copy is better.
I think I might get you.
There's a little bit of wear in the corners. I thought both of these were like 8.0. I would give it 8 to both of these.
Yep. All right.
These are both curmudgeon books, by the way.
Time to reach for the sky.
I got some assistance here.
1,
Ready,
2,
set,
3,
go! 8.5 and oh, you have 9.2.
That's a nice one.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. 8.5.
That's pretty sweet.
She's not impressed.
What do you think, Daisy? You don't like it?
Not impressed.
So the other one
White
that
pages,
happened
though. Ooh, they're
to
both white pages.
was West Coast Avengers 45.
Yeah.
Where so many people, tried to get that Vision book, and then by the time they got it and sent it into CGC and then tried to turn it around,
There's still some good value. That book in 9.8 is still worth several $100s.
Well, and I have no doubt that they're going to bring him back, right?
Oh,
There's
yeah,
no way they're not
absolutely.
going to. I mean, that's a big character. What I don't understand, though, is 57, Avengers 57 went up. I thought it would go way up when that appearance happened.
Yeah, it's a slow burn. It's been slowly increasing in value. That
That's
book
nice.
kind of flattened out.
Fantastic Four, annual number 2 from 1964, kids. This is an oldie but a goodie.
Put on the beer goggles because you're seeing double.
Oh, boy. So that one's a little bit creamier.
So, here, hold that up. And I think, let me see that book for a second. If this is the one. Okay, hold that for a second here.
Hold that.
Hold
Hold
your
my
thought.
beer.
Hold your thought.
Oh, he's got 3 of them. So this one's got the little bit of color breaking on that corner. So that's its major defect.
Let's
And
do this.
it's typical. Got the square bounds. Square bounds really suffered on the back end.
So that copy you have right here was a purple 4.5.
Huh? Not anymore.
It's an automatic W. It might be a FW, maybe an MFW.
Oh.
But that one had a little bit of a tear seal up in the upper corner, which is why I know. So let's do that one separately.
Okay.
We'll see. It was a 4.5. We'll do the shoot up in the next 2 here in a moment.
Let
So
me do this one.
yep.
All right. Let's see.
Was a 4.5.
Boom.
It's a 4.5.
Nice.
Blue label.
Blue label, fellas. Nice. That's a win.
And the page quality jumped from off-white to white.
Nice.
That's a half of a win.
Includes 11 pinups.
Nice.
This looks like half pinups.
It's all centerfolds.
Yeah.
So
Dr. Doom.
yeah,
Tasteful nudes. He's totally nude except the mask.
in a bolt-studded cod piece, probably.
Yikes.
There you go.
There's an image
at
for
my
you,
points.
kids.
So this is funny. Both of these books I got from the Curmudgeon. I went into the shop, and if you know anything about the shop we're talking about, that one was $98. I went back the next week, got this copy. The price went up to $600 because he realized that was underpriced. So
Yeah, he'll do that too. Like, why are you so interested in this book?
yeah,
Why is this
and
book
averaged
so good?
together, I got a pretty good price for both of these regardless. So this one I think is a little bit better. I thought these 2 copies
This
were
looks like about a 4.5.
I think a 5.0 and a 6.0.
All right.
So
Survey
I think a better
says.
copy.
Boom.
6.5. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Now I got a 5. So perfect.
Hmm.
Nice.
So you got a 4.5, a 5.0, and a 6.5. You can almost run the table there.
Yeah.
And it has that
Eight-
goofy
8.1.
coloring scheme that they used. And
Yeah.
I think Alan Garrett, he commented, he used to think the same thing as me when he'd see these. I always thought some idiot kid,
Some kid colored them.
colored it in.
The Spider-Man Animal #1 was like that too.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Oh, here it is. Oh, it's a blue
Someone
label
poisoned
still.
the watering
Oh,
hole.
oh! I think
This is a big win.
This is a what do you call it in bowling? There, the 3-bagger hat trick.
Huh. That's hockey, right? Isn't it
Bowling also.
Is that a turkey?
Turkey, yeah.
There we go.
And
The
the reason,
bowling guys, let us know what the correct terminology is. You know, it's when you go to bowling and those guys got those wrist things on.
Oh my
That-
gosh,
that's
little
a-
sweatbands.
Like the support with just the thumb
right.
sticks
They
out.
hand the arm wrist
Those are,
brace.
those
the
are
wrist brace.
hardcore.
Oh, here it is.
Kingpin's a great movie if you've never seen it.
Here we go.
Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray.
So this was that blue label with restoration 3-way.
See what happened,
It
kids?
was a 6.
Boom. Oh,
I thought it was a 5, like a 5 what? 8.5.
and
Oh my
no
God.
restoration.
Woo! Wow.
No restoration at all. Off-white to white. Wow.
Wow. So it went from
An
technically
exciting, kids, the Gambler appearance.
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny
is in
Rogers
the
is in this comic. You gotta know when to hold him, Mike.
I like that thing on the back there. You too can own the handbook.
The Daisy Handbook. Wow.
Handbook. There's something to go
That thing,
purchase.
huh?
I want a handbook. Wow.
You know
So
what? It would be kind of cool to have that. Now I want one. Why'd you have to say that?
So that was technically restored, had color touch and glue, and the centerfold was detached. So yeah, like I said, hat trick, all 3 things fixed. I guess what's the 4th when you get 4? Because then not only that, but the grade went up. Did the page quality
you
change?
hit for the cycle.
Did the page quality change? Oh my God, the page quality went up too.
It's a Tide Pod.
Wow, we got 5.
That is a killer.
That's a grand slam, 50-yard goal on that guy. Holy cow.
Which restaurant serves a grand slam?
Denny's.
Oh, so you went from behind a dumpster to make ends meet to now you can go in and buy a grand slam.
Yeah. So this is a great bunk with extra bacon, basically.
Nice. Wow.
Holy cow. Wow. That's amazing.
Nice.
You know what I think it is? I think with the centerfold being detached, and Nick could probably comment on this, is what's the maximum grade you get? I forget. I haven't had many that I've sent in.
He's got his cheat sheet that I referred to still.
I think a 6 or I would say 6.580 is the most I've ever seen with a detached centerfold. So that was probably the limiting factor, the biggest deciding factor in that grade. Oh, time for a shoot up.
I still don't get why this book is that hot, but
I'll tell you why.
Well, I know why, but I'm just
because Sabretooth is.
I think he's that stupid character. Anyway, it's not stupid. You're stupid for saying that. I hate you. Worst channel ever.
We scared those guys off. Like I said, we got 7 dedicated viewers that love our channel. So this is for the 7 of you, maybe 6 after today. So
Bronze books are kind of coming down. I think looking at overall as the market's softened, Bronze definitely, well, not definitely. Bronze is taking a big hit. The Copper Age in modern books.
It's fine by me.
Crushed. Silver Age aren't doing so bad, especially Silver Age keys are holding the line pretty good.
Because these are both
Crack and Press.
CPR. We had a 8.5 and a 9.0. I got these last year-ish, I think, when their little prices cooled off. I think I paid maybe $3.50 for both of these here. So they definitely had some potential. Notice that one's the 2nd gen, one's the current generation label. Both of them had color or non-color breaking bends and creases in there. So
yeah, this is really clean.
That was a good choice to grab.
I think that one has a little bit better color.
So what do you guys think? Go ahead. What is it? Which one's better? No? Okay. We'll have to decide.
Killer
Here we go. Ready?
On the back.
On the count of 3, draw. 1, 2, go! 8, 9, 4, 9. Oh, man, you got the draw.
Right in the gut.
Wait a minute. These went from an 8.5. Okay, 8.5 to a 9.4.
Yeah, because I was looking at this. I didn't see a single error in it.
I need to count my toes in this one. What is that? A point and a half? 8.5 to
There's a
a
minor, very minor tick right there, and that's it. Killer Jack Davis.
So as you
as a kid, I grew up. That was Jack Davis. Like I didn't know about EC books back then.
Yeah.
So that's what I always attributed him to, were these ads, and he did a lot of. I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so he used to draw the Steelers mascot a lot. Steely McBeam, I think is his name. So.
I mentioned this before, I think in an older video. I had a Dr. J basketball. It was signed by Dr. J, but over the years the J wore off. I'd take a black marker and I'd trace over that J. So after a while, the J was like all wavy and squiggly. Like a Dr. W after a certain point. So, as to your point earlier, that book's getting cheaper. I'll be giving bargain prices to $9.6 and probably $2,000.
Yeah,
so
why not?
I mean, buy both of them.
Yeah.
It's affordable. Wow, I can't. So that other one was a 9.0. Yeah, 9.0 to a 9.6.
That's a nice jump.
That's a point and a half. Wow, both of them.
Well, if you find books really that are structurally sound like those, and really it's just finger bends and stuff. It's just a number of finger bends. Like I think of that Nova #1 that I had that came back, I think it was a 9.6.
Yep.
And it was a book that I had as a kid, and I read it, but I didn't mistreat it. I always got put back in this little bag and all that. So it's a great cover. There's Dr. Date Rape on the back again.
He's gonna sue you.
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead.
That guy's he's like ashes. He's totally done. He's dead, and all of his heirs are dead.
So I didn't bring it.
What do you think?
I did not bring this.
That's a nice copy, Mike.
So one of these copies is from a board member on the CGC boards. His first name is Harry. I forget his last name. His name on the boards is Burnt Boy. So
Yikes.
This one, I think this is the copy because this one's a nice looking copy. So if you've heard of the collection called the Sid's Luncheonette, so a guy on the boards, I think 2005 or so, joined the CGC forums, and he said, I got a collection of comics that I had growing up. And he described how he'd go to this, little deli, this place called Sid's Luncheonette in New Jersey, and he bought his comics there, and he kept them in his dresser drawer for many, many years, decided to sell them, and the board members said, hey, you should grade the book. So he sent them in to be graded. This was one of them. It was a 7.5, and he included a certificate with his books that described his backstory, and it was called the Sid's Luncheonette Collection. So when I saw this book come up, I grabbed it. The nice thing is he just graded them as is, never cleaned, pressed, anything. So this one had a little bit of potential. This one was the CGC 7.5. That one was a CGC 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
And
I easily that.
Didn't bring the certificate, otherwise you could have seen the cool little backstory, but I thought it was a nice pedigree
little
description.
color rubbing here and there.
Yeah, and there's a small split at the top of the spine.
It's a great book, though.
Okay, is the Hulk gonna destroy Thor here? Nope.
No.
He's no bravado this time. Okay, ready? So this was a 7.5 and a 5.5.
Boom!
Boom!
Nice! 6.0!
8.0 and a 6.0. So half a point each one of these.
Nice.
Nice.
Beautiful book. Beautiful, beautiful.
By the way, most of these books will be for sale. I will probably keep this one because of the pedigree. Well, not a true pedigree, but I know the guy that owned the book and it was a clever story. So that's going into my personal collection.
From the collection of, yeah.
So let's
really
see,
nice.
Off-white, and then yours was cream.
Kirby.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Chick
Case quality.
Stone.
This one jumped up. It was off-white. It's now off-white to white, and that one went up too.
Really nice bag.
That one was
White
cream.
bags. Super nice. Sweet. I like when you get PC books in. That's nice.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go. Something happened. This book is one of the most color touch books around, at least that I've seen. And I think it's because it's so damn dark. And every little tick shows on it, and people can't help themselves, but I know, I'll get out my purple marker, no one will notice.
Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Yeah. But the sad thing is, the obvious, where you would think you would do it, like in this bottom corner, they didn't. Color touch.
Okay, I got a complaint now. That book, the copy you've got in your hands.
Small amount of color touch on.
So this was a PGX 6.0, and now it's a purple label. So something's not right there.
Something ain't kosher. So what do you think? Well, you got a nice one there.
Well, it was a PGX 6.0, and my copy was a CGC 6.0.
Okay.
So they're both 6s.
Yeah. That's definitely the nicer of the two.
I guess PGX missed something. Oh, you know what? I just noticed this. PGX, change your labels from a blue to like a different color because it does say small amount, very slight amount of color touch. I didn't realize.
This does say that too. It just says small amount.
In my rush to get this out of the PGX label, I didn't realize that they actually had restoration noted, but it doesn't stand out on the label. No. So my bad, but yeah, I'll fix that. 6.0s for both of these guys. And let's see what happens. Boom. Boom.
6.5.
6.5. Okay, I'll take the small lowercase W. I'll figure out where that is. And you'll see that book in the future. I'll fix that color touch.
Mark it.
It'll be an 8.0 when it comes back.
It's a really nice copy, though. Really sharp,
a sharp
for a 6.5. Look at those corners. Nice. A little weirdness on the red.
Okay, down to our last three.
This is that book. There's two versions of this. There's this one that has the weird looking color.
That's the off color,
yes.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one that has a really deep color strike on it. I don't know what it is. It's weird. It's like, I don't know. Did you say this is the last one?
Two more to go after
this. Two more after this one. Warlock.
Yep, this one I gave it an 8.5.
The only thing I'm not happy with Gil Kane draws is the Hulk.
The Hulk.
His hair.
He's like the emo Hulk.
No, he's got like Farrah Fawcett hair.
Yeah, he's got like some kind of weird.
For the three guys that are watching this, know who Farrah
He's got like the feathered hair.
Anyway, survey says,
boom! Oh! It's actually I think the first one we had that was a little under. Was it? Yeah, I think our first one under the. But it is a white page copy.
Yeah, it's nice.
That makes up for everything.
1972. Be interesting to see how Marvel handles him in the movies. This book has gone insane.
Yes.
And I think it's because of the possibility that it may be in either Moon Knight or in the October special.
Yeah. There's definitely been a trend towards more of the horror books, you know, the Dracula
Horror.
and Werewolf by Night.
See, now this one's nice. Now, typically what you'll see when you get these square bounds is you get the staple pokes on there. And if you don't get the staple pokes, you at least get staple wear. So where the staple pressures the front of this, part of the stacking, you get rubs just where the staple heads are poking through the book. So this doesn't really have it.
And what do you call this thing here?
Oh, that's old label goodness there, Mike.
Goodness
you got some old label goodness.
Wilfred Brimley agrees.
Yeah.
This is
Got the diabetes, Mike. There you go.
This is a CGC 7.5.
Boom! 8-0. Take your old label goodness.
It went from a cream page upgraded to a off-white to white.
Nice.
Continues to benefit from the Clorox chamber.
Great book.
Yeah. I like how scrawny he looks. You ever read that?
Oh, yeah.
The splash page has Jack Russell in there at the beginning here.
I love that his name is Jack Russell.
And he's like, he needs like a sandwich or something, man. He's like...
It's a good book to have back to back.
Kind of leaned out.
The 70s really got into horror books.
Oh, fantastic. See that like little nub right there? There's a little piece that was just barely hanging on. And CGC, thank you again for taking that dangling shad and ripping it off.
Take a little off the top for you, Mike.
Yep.
Buddies.
Thanks again for taking the pieces that were
Gil Kane just drew all the great covers in the 70s.
Yeah, you get the Green Lantern nostril effect with Gil Kane.
Awesome.
Every perspective is looking up the sinuses of Green Lantern, in this case, the Ghost Rider.
This is Ghost Rider #1. His first issue.
Yep, and this was a CGC 6.5. Probably would have been... Go! Boom! 7-0! So it was an 8-0, but they pulled that little piece off and they dropped it back down to a 7, but it's still a win because we're half a point higher.
And it's a gorgeous book.
And you know what? That little piece, when I took it out of the slab, it was actually pinched in between the inner well. So when the book shifted, they actually had pinched that cover into that little seam, and it pulled it partly off. When I opened the book, I carefully removed it so that piece didn't come off. CGC hides the evidence by totally...
Nice.
I wonder if they look at I mentioned this in the comments, I wonder if CGC goes to the grading room at night and looks at the floor and goes, why is there all this confetti down here? All these little chunks and pieces? I don't know.
Put it in a slab and say it's Action Comics 1 confetti.
They've done that. That's what Metropolis did 2 months ago with Action #1. You could buy pieces of Action 1 and a staple from Action 1. Sold for $700.
I remember, I think it was 2017, around there. People were taking coverless copies of AF-15 that were in bad shape, and they were doing page at a time. And it was...
I still do it.
They still do it, but I remember it was hundreds of them at one point.
Yeah.
Was that the last book?
That was the last book.
All right. No fanfare. All right.
Nope. So I think that's a pretty good success rate.
It's a nice box.
We had, the one was a misfire. I mistakenly thought that Iron Man #1 wasn't restored, but thank you, PGX.
We got to figure out that other one, too.
And the Spider-Man was just, it was just riddled with colored touch, so I'm not surprised.
It was an attempt.
I got a little too deep into that book, but we'll fix that one. And the rest is, the Golden Age of Green Lantern is a huge win. Yeah. A 6.0 to an 8.5 purple
overall
detached up to 2.5 points higher, which is amazing.
So that's what we got for you. Another 7 boxes on their way back.
Yep. 5.
Really?
Yeah, 5.
6 from 13 is 7.
We had more than that.
Oh,
we had 2 Golden Age.
Oh, that's right.
Those count as 2. We had 1 video, but there were 2 boxes there.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right.
So this was a bonus box, and the speed they have right now with Modern, we're still a few months out. I think I can probably squeeze another standard box in between now and then and lap the Modern and Economy boxes.
We'll talk about more when we get closer, but Mike's Empire Comics show is coming up in July.
16th?
16th, there you go.
Go to EmpireComicFest.com.
Yeah, I'll put it down below. I think it's been in the last couple.
Put it right here. Here it is right there. EmpireComicFest.com.
And then I'll put all of Mike's stuff where these are going to be available. Are these going to go your site first?
So
Instagram?
These are going to go to
CGC
IG.
Forum?
Because people are looking through the front windows of my house every night. They hear about these books.
Mike.
So
Mike.
I got guys digging tunnels into my basement. So I find that Instagram is the quickest way just to throw some pictures up there. I just start chumming the waters with IG. And from there, people know how to get a hold of me. But yeah, check on Instagram, sellingcomics.com, one word. And if you see the books up there, the prices are up there, shoot me an offer or cry when someone else jumps in and buys the book at my asking price.
And don't be a red ass.
And I think
it's time to buy a comic when you see a comic.
Yeah, as Nick would say, penny wise and stupid.
Foolish. Yes.
I will probably sell all of these books except for that Green Lantern. I'm trying to think right now. Green Lantern 20 and probably the 9/6 Iron Fist. So those of you that wanted those 2 books, go sit back down. I'm gonna hold on to those. But the rest,
you're gonna keep the 802 Fantastic Four book from the collection.
Oh, right. No, Journey in the Mystery
Journey
112.
Mystery,
Right. Sid's Luncheonette. Yeah, it's a cool book. I'm going to keep that one. I had a funny thing to say, and I forgot what it was now. Oh, right. So Empire... Empire Comic Fest. So a little bit about... We'll talk more about that when it comes close, but some news, those of you that want to come out to the show. It's a comics-only event, but it is a show where we pay you to show up. We're actually going to pay people to come to the event. And if you want to know what that means, well, just keep checking our Instagram account, our website, Empire Comic Fest, and we're also on Facebook.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Yep.
So he's got some good guests lined up.
Yep, Mike Grell, I'm flying Mike in.
Yep.
Keith Williams.
Yep. So it's going to be a fun show. Anyway, we'll talk more about that when we get closer. We're both going to HeroesCon in June.
Right.
Everything's already booked. So if you're going there, you'll see us walking around.
We're actually out in front right now of the hotel. We're just filming in the alleyway. This is a fake backdrop. This is a digital image, so we're kind of shivering here in the cold. But yeah, we're waiting 3 more months of living in the sleeping bag.
I can't wait. I haven't been to a big con like that in 2 years, so it's that's my favorite one to go to. So
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Friday's great. That's where you rush in, and it's like a mad
Thursday's
dash
better
to grab all the books. Saturday is just the fun of the pageantry and everything. And Sunday I like going to all. Sunday's usually where they have a lot of the talks, so you can go and listen to people talk. And that's where I met like Roy Thomas and Chris Claremont and people like that.
Yeah.
Sunday, in a lot of ways, Sunday's kind of my favorite day. But it's also Father's Day, so
you don't have food poisoning on Sunday.
No, I don't have food poisoning on Sundays. Yeah, I've already drank my weight in alcohol.
You had a bad burrito.
Oh, I did.
And that is a double entendre.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Anyway, running long here, but thanks for stopping in. Remember, love what you have, not what you want. And as Mike
back
would say,
safely.
Yeah.
And steal the rest.
Yeah, steal the rest. We did notice they didn't put a cover on this one.
Right. The box was just kind of open air. There was no
top cover.
Usually a cardboard, corrugated cardboard sheet.
Fast as hell. Get it out!
Flew out, man. This box was like, this was a hot box, man. This was on fire.
Oh yeah.
Fuego.
In fuego, yeah. Anyway, thanks very much. See you next time.
Yeah. Bye.